And then when I did open my eyes, I was scared to move. I moved my eyes, but I didn't move anything else for probably a good few minutes before I actually looked around and switched my light on, because I was scared. It's not feeling good today. I've been looking at HubSpot CRM systems. I've been looking for placements so next year I don't have to go to university. And on a Facebook group today, my team have messaged me and asking if I've done the university documents that we have to do because it's an assignment. I haven't. They aren't due for the next few weeks, but the motivation's not here. And I think the reason the motivation isn't here for me is because I know that if I spend my time doing other things, it's progressing me a lot more. And so it doesn't feel good when it comes to having to do those documents because a team is waiting for me to do them. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do, but I feel like if I knew it was going to be progressing me as an individual and moving me closer to my goals, then I would be a lot more motivated to do it than the current position that I'm in, where I have to do it because I'm going to get a number on a piece of paper that is apparently significant to the world. I don't feel like it's significant to the world. I just don't. That's it. It was the same last year. I sat there typing and typing and typing, documents after documents after documents, using theories that realistically am I really going to use when I come out of this institution? It's a good question. It's Saturday. I'm about to jump on a call with Luke Williams, who's really good in sales, and hopefully he can help me set up HubSpot CRM, and he said he has a cool opportunity for me. Hopefully I will feel a bit more motivated to do this task after the call. We'll see how it goes. Hello. My name is Gareth Rafferty. And sometimes I get things wrong. I make mistakes, I get nervous, and I don't do the right things. And sometimes I'm not perfect. Sometimes I may say the wrong thing, and sometimes people may call me weird. And I've even been called different. But I'm me. My name is Gareth Rafferty, and welcome to this week's Building from the Bottom episode. It's now Tuesday, and it's been my first day back at university today, and so that's why my hair is a mess. I got caught in the rain. Last night I didn't have the best of sleeps. I woke up multiple times really, and I didn't have good dreams either. I knew I was having limited sleep last night anyways because I went to bed quite late, and I knew I had to get up early because I had an 8 a.m. lecture this morning. And so I'll tell you about these dreams because I'm really curious about dreams, and in some way I feel like we're connected through our dreams. And it may sound a bit weird and it may sound a bit odd, but there has to be more to dreams. And I've read a book about sleeping and the dream state, but in regards to dreaming as a whole, I don't feel like anyone's answered the question. And so that still means that there's more to be found out about dreaming, because there must be a reason that we dream. Besides the fact that we're organising our brain about the thoughts and the feelings that we've had throughout the previous few days. And so I'm going to tell you about my two dreams. The first one, I woke up in a shock. It was about 3 a.m. this morning, and well, I woke up and I was startled, but I was also really, really scared, and I was nervous. And so what I did, I was hiding under my blanket. My blanket was here, and the only thing I could smell was my blanket. And so I woke up startled, and I've never really woke up like that before, not hiding under my blanket. And I was scared to open my eyes at that point. And then when I did open my eyes, I was scared to move. I moved my eyes, but I didn't move anything else for probably a good few minutes before I actually looked around and switched my light on, because I was scared. And the reason being, I woke up to what felt like it was a huge noise. It felt like there was an explosion, and so I didn't know where I was, and so I was scared to open my eyes because I didn't know what I was going to uncover. And it turns out I was still in my bed, but nothing had dropped to make a loud noise, and so I was a bit curious. And one of the first things I did, I reached for my mobile phone to check the time, because we don't have any sense of time when we're dreaming. And so I woke up, I checked my phone for the time, and I googled explosions in Madrid to see if anything had happened, to see if maybe I had heard a loud bang from somewhere close by, but there wasn't, there was nothing. And so I'm curious. And then after probably about half an hour, once I finally managed to calm myself down, I could feel my heart beating when I first woke up. And yeah, so once I had managed to calm myself down, I finally fell back to sleep. And it took me a few tries, lying different angles, looking different positions, etc. And I had a dream which I've had multiple times, but it's always slightly different. And it's about a girl. A girl that every single time I have this dream, she's wearing something different. But this time, it was a completely different girl. And the girl normally is called Valentine. And the only reason I know that her name is Valentine is because I've had this dream multiple times and I know how it plays out, but I never get to save this girl. And so I'm going to elaborate. This time it started off with me being in the army, and it was the first day for all of us. And so we were going to bed, and some people went out to a local bar and had a few drinks, but I decided no, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then during that night, as people were doing a little bit of chatting and going to sleep, I sat there and I thought to myself, this isn't where I want to be. And I thought to myself, I now have two options. I can either run away in the middle of the night, or I can wait till the morning and then tell the captain that I don't want to be here. And so what I ended up doing, I ran away. And it was, from my perspective in the dream, it was probably around 6 a.m. because the sun was coming up, you could start to see, but no one was awake yet. And so I ran. Well, I didn't technically run, but like it kind of, I remember me leaving, and then all of a sudden I was on this road. And I was walking along this road with no bags, no luggage whatsoever, and I came to a crossroad, a wide crossroad, so the road split in two directions, but still going forward. And there was trees to my left and a kind of lake slash river to my side, to my right hand side. And so there was quite a drop, and then there was the lake, and there was trees in between the junction. And I saw a woman, but this time it wasn't Valentine. This time it was different. I didn't know her name. And she was probably about 75 meters ahead of me. And she was standing on this crossroad. And you could tell she was slightly distressed, but she just looked like a normal person. And on this road I was walking, there was no sidewalks, there was no pavements, and there was just no cars. It was really quiet, there was just us two. And it was quite a sunny day, and you could see everything around you. You could see like the sun in the sky, the clouds, etc. Blue skies, everything. And then you could see this girl walk across the road and look down. And then before I could do anything, I was shouting at her because I knew what came next. And I was shouting and saying, you don't want to do this. Because I know when you are falling that you're going to regret it. In this moment, times may be bad, but when you're falling, you're going to regret the jump. And what did she do? She jumped. She flung herself into the water. And when she landed in the water, she was still alive. And she fell really elegantly and really peacefully. But then when she landed in the water, there was an automatic distress. I ran to the side to see a woman trying to stay above the water. At this point, the water had become choppy and it was going over her head, and she was just trying to stay afloat. I was trying to reach my hand down and help her, to try and help her, and she ended up by the wall. And I was trying to reach her to help her, but I couldn't reach her. And I was shouting and I was screaming and I couldn't reach her. I had tears running down my face. And then I was trying to tell her to get away from the wall. And that's when it got scary. That's when it got scary. She was getting caught by the waves, and the waves were flinging her at this wall in a really aggressive and brutal manner. And I didn't see any bloodshed, but you know how it ends. And I've had that dream multiple times. It's always in a different location. Usually it's with a woman named Valentine who is wearing different clothing every single time, and I never get to save her. I never get to save her. And it's scary. It's really, really scary. Especially because I've had that dream multiple times now, and it's not even consecutive nights, it's very random. The last time I had it was probably about 3 weeks ago, and it's just a bit scary because sometimes I have lucid dreams, which means sometimes I can control my dreams and I realise that I'm in a dream and I can pull random things out of my pocket that clearly wouldn't fit in my pocket, but this I couldn't, and I don't know why. And it's scary, but it's also really sad and upsetting. I just want to save her. I literally don't have a clue who she is. I don't recognise her face. I don't recognise the mid-brown hair, but I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you because, well, it shook me up last night, and when I woke up this morning I wasn't in the best place mentally, but I still went hard today, and it wasn't nice. It really wasn't nice. In other news, I've separated myself from the designer of the website because I want to push it more into the fun aspect, and I want it to really resonate with my why, and so I'm working on it. Images are a struggle. The content is okay, adding content is fine, but the images I'm struggling with, but I'm working hard at it and I'm hoping to get it out soon. Dreaming, so scary. I was wearing a coat, but my coat was not strong enough for the rains here in Madrid. Hello everyone, today is now Friday and it's about midday, and as you can probably hear in the background, I've got my washing on. I'm washing my dogs today because if I didn't wash them today I would run out of underwear tomorrow. Probably too much information, but I've just told you that anyways. Anyway, today I'm going to edit. My lecture got cancelled, so it's great because it's bought me a bit more time. And I've got to obviously edit, and I've got university work to do, lots of university work to do. I also have to apply for a role. It's a digital marketing role. I've been asked to send my CV over. I don't like writing CVs. So I've got to do that over the weekend, and yeah, that's for next year because I'm trying to avoid going to university next year. I want to get myself out there in the world, so I'm going to try and get a job along with my business alongside that, and then the year after, then I'll go back to university. But yeah, what else have I got? So I've got to make a presentation for university. I've got to present on Tuesday. Luckily I found out this week that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week I'm not in because it's like a holiday or something in Spain, so that's really cool. And that will buy me a bit more time to work on things like the website and set up the business and all of that, because I'm really smashing out the website at the moment and I really want to launch that soon, as soon as possible really. Oh yes, I remember. Well, it was yesterday. Yesterday I gave a LinkedIn masterclass, my first ever LinkedIn masterclass that I gave to someone, and I offered him help because he played to my ego a little bit and said, how did you grow your connection so big over on LinkedIn? And just a bit of a plug, for those of you that aren't on LinkedIn, you need to get on it. The engagement rate is ridiculously high and it's not going to be that high forever. It's so easy to grow on the platform, like ridiculously easy, and it's going to be the next big thing, like the next big social media, but it's all kind of evolved around business. Not necessarily just being an entrepreneur, but there's also like teachers on there, there's digital marketers on there, and there's artists, etc, etc. So it's a really cool platform, definitely check it out. But I was giving a masterclass because I have 1,300 connections on there and this guy had 200, and I remember when I was him and I only had about 200 people, and so I gave him some of my tips on what helped me grow on the platform, and yeah, he found it really helpful. And for those of you that have got me on Instagram, I actually posted today because he tagged me in his Instagram story and said I was a LinkedIn guru, which I've never been called a guru before. I probably wouldn't classify myself as a guru, but I hope I provided him some value. And it's that time of the week where I'm going to read out another inspirational quote, just to end on a high. And just before I read this out, don't forget, if any of you guys have any questions about anything, literally drop them down below, whether it's social media, podcasting, vlogging, business, whatever you want to ask, feel free to ask it down below and I will chuck it in and answer your question live on video. Okay, so at what point do you give up on your goals? You need to see it in your mind, even if it's not what you see when you open your eyes. And by this point, actually, I'm going to read it out again. At what point do you give up on your goals? You need to see it in your mind, even if it's not what you see when you open your eyes. And by this point, I mean that when you're dreaming for something so big, when you open your eyes, you may not even see a fragment of that. But you have to never give up and continue to strive towards your goals. No matter how many people tell you you can't do it, no matter how many people try and stand in your way, you can do it. And I believe in every single one of you. I've got quite big goals, and so writing this down for me was kind of getting my mindset down on paper. And this is the way I think about life. Because when I open my eyes, at the moment I'm in this beautiful apartment, but I know in 2 months' time I'm going to be back in the UK and it's going to be completely different. And I don't see anything that's like New York and having a global company. I barely have a website, and even that's not fully complete, but I am still striving towards those larger goals. And don't get me wrong, along my way, along my journey, I have had lots and lots of people say to me, I think you're striving for something too big, they need to be realistic, and lots more. And I'm sure that you guys have heard the quote unquote, you have to be realistic. That's not realistic. And I personally believe that whatever you put your mind to, you have to see it in your head, but obviously you also have to put in that hard work. And so if you keep working hard and striving, you probably will, well, without a doubt, you will have failures. But I believe in all of you, and I believe you can become whatever you want to become, as long as you put in the work. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. It's been awesome having you, and I'll see you all next week on next week's vlog. Don't forget, if you enjoy this, then feel free to subscribe, and you will get regular updates on when my vlogs are coming live. And also, my social media is down below if you want to see what I'm doing on a daily basis. I love all of you. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you all next week on the next YouTube vlog.